when it's so close.
What's up, YouTube? Rob here, bringing you some more Giants rebuilding franchise here in Madden 19 today. We are going to be simulating the rest of Season 1. I figured now, since it's October, by the time you guys see this, football will be in full swing. We have some other series that we need to either complete or continue doing, so we're going to finish this one up within the next few episodes. But we're going to simulate the rest of Season 1. I'll see you guys at the end of it. Alright, so we simulated Season 1, and our coach, Pat Shermer, won Coach of the Year, because if you see that right there, 12-4. We went 12 wins and 4 losses in Season 1. This is meant to be a rebuild, and every time we do a rebuild in some sort of sports game, this happened with the Tigers franchise. We started it with the intention of rebuilding the team from the bottom up, or at least rebuilding from with what we have, and the same thing pretty much happened here. We made our moves in the first couple episodes, and we just kind of let it go, and we went 12-4. The third best team in football, almost said baseball, but third best team in all of the league, up there with the best record as well. We're in first of the NFC East. We only lost 2 games. I think it was like week 3 and week 4 we lost. And then we went on an 8-game winning streak or something like that. And then we lost a couple towards the end. But the Giants were able to have a great season regardless of what happens here in the playoffs coming up. Matt Moore was the main starter. Not our original plan, but that just kind of is what worked for the team. Kyle Aletta barely had any touches, but he still has time to develop. Saquon Barkley leading the team in rushes as expected. Jonathan Stewart did very, very well, and so did Wayne Gellman Jr. in their backup roles. Now receiving, Odell Beckham Jr. had a great season as expected. Evan Ingram and Sterling Shepard did as well. Everyone else pretty solid throughout. If you guys want to see the stats more in depth, feel free to pause it at any point. Chad Wheeler led the team in blocking. Everyone else, John Greco also did pretty well. John Jerry too. Jones, everyone contributed to that 12-4 victory. On defense, Alec Ogletree was the best defender. Then you have Landon Collins, Eli Apple, and everyone else, again, who did pretty good with the opportunities they had. But now we are going to simulate the playoffs, see how we do, and we're going to come back during the beginning of free agency, and I'll let you guys know how the playoffs played out. Alright, so we're here now at free agency. Earl Thomas, CJ Mosley, and Shazier are the top 3 free agents on the market. We're going to try and get all 3 of them, but to recap how the playoffs went, we won the divisional game. It was a pretty close one. And then in the NFC Championship game, we faced the Cowboys yet again, but they unfortunately got revenge on us, bouncing us from the playoffs in round 2. Dallas went on to defeat Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl. So we had a great season, regardless of being eliminated in the playoffs by Dallas of all teams. But a great season, unexpected great season nonetheless. So we're going to take that for a good start at Season 1, but we're going to quickly fast forward through some free agency stuff, try and offer contracts to CJ Mosley, Earl Thomas, and Ryan Shazier. Again, these are the top 3 free agents this off-season. We'll check out a couple other players as well. We do have some spots that need improvement on the roster. Again, despite the great season, there are still some holes that we need to improve on a bit, especially if we want to go deeper in the playoffs and get to the Super Bowl in the in Season 2 and maybe Season 3. 3 is going to be where we end it in a couple episodes from now. But before we get there, let's figure out off-season number 1 pretty much. So we're going to offer Tyrod Taylor a contract as well. And we'll see in a second if any of them accept the deal. But we have Evan Ingram returning from injury. He missed the last couple games of the season, as well as the playoffs as well. So that could have been that also played a role in us not beating Dallas most likely. So having Evan back is definitely a good sign. And again, like we said moments ago, we have spots to fill, positions to improve on. So we will do what we can to take care of that in the rest of the offseason before we get to the draft. But we are going to finish scouting out some prospects. We did a lot during the course of the simulation. Each week we just allocated a bunch of points to some of the top players. And I believe we have the 13th pick. That was the one we got from Cincinnati when we traded away Eli Manning in the preseason. So we're going to see who we can get with our first pick here in a little bit. But we're just going to use some of these last points to see if there's going to be any later round steals for us. If any of these players, that is, if they're going to be around by the time we pick. So we're going to do that. And I think we'll see. There's been a couple key players I've been looking at that hopefully fall to us, especially in the first round. Okay, there's Farrell, who could be something pretty good. Simmons, Montez, Sweat. 55 more points left. Trayvon Mullen and Riley Ridley. Let's see. So let's go back to free agency, and those big guys that are at the top of the free agency list do sign elsewhere. A bit unfortunate that we didn't get at least one of them, but we will look for some secondary options, preferably players that do fit our offensive or defensive scheme. Marshawn Lynch still on the board. We do have Saquon Barkley, so we do not really need Lynch at this moment in time. Left end, there's Shelby Harris. And that is a position that we could improve on a bit. So I think we may offer him a contract, but let's keep checking a bit. Robert Quinn, also another option. Middle linebacker is a position that we want to improve on a lot. Again, we didn't get Ryan Shazier at all, so we're going to have to try and maybe draft a middle linebacker at some point. Alright, we do have Ron Parker on the free agency board. We offer him a contract and he does accept it, so we get some improvement here at free safety on the defensive side of the ball. But moving into the draft, the Arizona Cardinals have the first overall pick. Let's see who they go with. And they select Greedy Williams, not the first person I was expecting to go off the board. But let's simulate to our pick at number 13. And if you guys remember, all the way back to the beginning of the season, especially after we traded away Eli Manning, quarterback was a position that we definitely wanted to look for someone in the draft to be the quarterback of the future. And we select Kyler Murray to be that person. So the 13th overall pick is Kyler Murray going to the New York Giants. Paris Campbell is our next round pick, and then Jermaine Pratt as well. According to the thing, they are good draft picks, and we'll see how they all develop. But here's the rest of the Giants draft board. We have a load of incoming young talent who could definitely have positive upsides and become a star on this team. But we are going to wrap up here, end Season 1. We'll pick up next episode in Season 2. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and we'll see everybody next time.
Gotta go, man, I'm on the chase now. Leave me on my own, I got a chance to break now. Here I fucking go, take control of fate.